Hi friends, Rusty back here at Meteo Mundo. We're your home for Caribbean weather, and it's great to see you on this Thursday. Hope you and yours are doing well. Coming up in this video, the latest on the remnants of Arthur and the problems it's bringing to the United States Southeast. We'll talk about some active Caribbean weather and look ahead to whether there's another act with Arthur down the road. As always, love to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments section below what's been happening in your area. You got a question about the forecast, feel free to drop it in the comments section below. Let's get started with what's going on with what is left over of Arthur for today. And I got to tell you something, despite the fact that it's a non-tropical low, it is bringing massive problems to especially eastern Louisiana, southern Mississippi and Alabama, and the western panhandle of Florida. Friends, look at the lightning count. In a 15-minute time frame, we've had nearly 5,000 lightning strikes. It is absolutely raining cats and dogs right now with some severe storms from Montgomery, Alabama, back towards Mobile, towards Biloxi, and portions of eastern Louisiana, including New Orleans. So with all of this activity, you know there's a lot of flooding right now. Let me show you, first of all, what's happening with the advisories, because the first thing you're going to note is all of these maroon colors are flash flood warnings, and this has been some significant flash flooding. Portions of metro New Orleans, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, the far western sides of the panhandle of Florida as well. All of these areas have had 6, 10, 12 plus inches of rain, and it's still coming down extremely hard. The excessive rainfall outlook for this area is as high as it gets. You can see that area in pink, but of course it's not just going to be this spot down the road. Later on this Thursday, all of those thunderstorms are going to continue to work their way off towards the east, and now we're starting to see some really active weather towards Atlanta and Macon, Georgia, as we hit the I-75 corridor. I'll bring on these severe thunderstorm warnings, and you'll start to see some of those proliferate again across I-75. It's the red polygons that you see. So active severe storms. We've had some tornado warnings, and this will continue to spin and work its way off towards the east and down the road. Again, we could not be completely done with a tropical aspect to Arthur. The Hurricane Center has put on a lemon for potential redevelopment tropically off the United States East Coast as we get towards the weekend. I'm going to have more on that coming up a little bit later in the video. Let's move on right now to the active weather in the Caribbean as well. So we're starting to see more tropical moisture move in. We have additional tropical waves which are deep in the Atlantic basin, but some of that moisture is beginning to develop. Now, when I show you guys the surface analysis, you're going to see, first of all, a tropical wave axis influencing the eastern Caribbean right now. We've had better showers and storms for portions of the Windward Islands for today. Another axis of tropical energy moving through southern sides of Central America, mixing with the Central American gyre, so better storm chances down there. And a series of tropical waves still in low latitude this time of the year, but they're beginning to progress a little bit farther up to the north, and it's a sign that those tropical waves could, again, at least bring us better rain chances. They don't necessarily have to develop tropically, right, into depressions or storms, but they bring in more moisture, and we're starting to see that right now. Extra cloud coverage, better rain chances today. TNT, Grenada, the southern sides of the Grenadines, trying to lift north towards St. Vincent and Barbados. You guys live in the Windward Islands. You've had some of these showers and rumbles of thunder. Let me know in the comments section below. It's kicked up some of the sea conditions. You can see from our information hub that's scrolling at the bottom of your screen that's going to have all of the up-to-date watches, warnings, and advisories, both weather and marine-wise. You'll see that in the comments in the section below. Again, there's been churned up conditions down here because of some of the showers and storms. I'm going to switch over right now to the visible satellite imagery for you guys. Just want to show you guys what it looks like on the visible presentation. And we have additional showers and storms developing right now. Again, more moisture, better rain chances. Dominica, Guadeloupe, Montserrat, just a few thunderstorms developing there to the southern coastline of Antigua. So kind of racing through. They're still going to move quickly, so there's not going to be a ton of rain up in this part of the Lesser Antilles because these are faster moving showers right now, whereas the concentration of moisture and the rain down here in the Windward Islands, it's not moving as fast. So, you know, there is the opportunity to pick up a ½ inch of rain, maybe more than 10 millimeters in a couple of spots. Temperatures aren't bad for today. Winds are still brisk up in the Virgin Islands and portions of Puerto Rico, from Christiansted, St. Croix to St. Thomas and St. John. San Juan has had a 30-mile-an-hour breeze. We still have the issues with the fire danger for the southern and the western sides of Puerto Rico. Moving on right now over to Hispaniola. Not a bad afternoon here for Santo Domingo and Punta Cana. Few showers are trying to develop from Barahona on over towards Lecay. Starting to see a few showers pop up right now on the northern coastline of Jamaica. I told you guys in yesterday's video, hoping for improved conditions for thunderstorm chances. We had a couple skirt the coast near Ocho Rios, and then more thunderstorms at the hour, with a lot more lightning getting going right now towards Cambridge, south of Montego Bay. These are moving towards Lucid and Negril, maybe as far south as Sav-la-Mar, so Westmoreland and Hanover parishes. You guys live on the western side of Jamaica, you're seeing some of the storms, let me know. We still have the large wave and strong wind advisory for both the nearshore and offshore waters of Jamaica on the south side, including Pedro and Morant Banks. That's not going anywhere anytime soon. Not a bad afternoon in the ABC Islands. A passing shower or two is not out of the question. Brisk easterlies back in store for us. We've had a 30-mile-an-hour wind gust and a Ron-Ustad for today. Fair conditions for the most part. Here's our Central American gyre and our tropical wave axis interacting. This is a huge blow-up of thunderstorms, mainly in the southwest side of the Caribbean, off the coast of Panama. These are going to be trying to make their way up to the north and to the west. You can see that some of that energy is trying to get into the far eastern sides of Honduras, and we're going to try and maybe over the next couple of days, Friday and into the weekend, spin in a few of these storms towards the Bay Islands. Places like Belize City should still be mainly dry, Cancun and Cozumel, and then back to the Bahamas for today. Not a bad forecast. Remember yesterday we had a few storms really get going over Andros. We could still see some thunderstorms develop this afternoon, northwest sides of the islands, talking about Grand Bahama, Bimini, the Abacos, Walker's Key, maybe as far south as Eleuthera and New Providence and Andros. Generally speaking, the farther north that you live in the island chain, the better things are going to go. And then down the road, we'll have to watch out for the opportunity for Bermuda to get in on some of those showers and storms. Now, the other issue that we're going to have, guys, is going to be the Sahara dust. It's coming back in. This will kind of choke some of the rain from time to time. There's going to be some better rain chances over the next 5 days in general, but if we look basically about 8 days from now towards the end of next week, look at that huge plume of Saharan dust that's going to be moving into the area. So I do expect the Saharan dust to be a big factor in the forecast towards the end of next week, and it's something that I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on for you guys. As we move on to the rest of the forecast, thanks for taking a quick second, hitting that like button. If you haven't subscribed to Meteo Mundo, you want your daily forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas in anything tropical in the Atlantic, including the entire United States, you found your home. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. Appreciate the members of the channel as well. Memberships are open. There's 2 different tiers. You want to support the channel, you can do it for as little as $1.99 a month. All right, let's move on to what's happening across the eastern side of the United States with the opportunity to get a second act out of Arthur. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, clearly you can see the Hurricane Center has already picked up on something that we mentioned in yesterday's video, and that's the fact that the remnant low from Arthur could hold together and try and redevelop tropically as it moves off of the United States East Coast. It's a low-end chance, but we still could see some aggressive development. I mean, I'm telling you right now, some of the models, including the European ensembles, try and make this a potentially stronger storm than what it was off of the Texas coastline. At least a medium or high-end tropical storm. And look, I got to tell you, some of the ensemble members of the European get close to a hurricane. That could happen as we move over the next few days, as it pushes off the coastline. Now, GFS models a little bit weaker. We certainly see a little bit of a consolidation here. Nothing extremely prominent. When I show you guys, I'm going to switch over right now to our vorticity product. It's a spin in the atmosphere. Kind of gives you guys an idea that once this comes offshore, it'll be a little bit clearer to see on this product some of the broader spin that's possible. Now, obviously, if you live in Bermuda, you want to keep a really close eye on this. If you live off of the Outer Banks of North Carolina, the Delmarva Peninsula, it's going to churn things up. It's going to be moving quickly out of your area, and it's not going to spin up right along the coast, but as it moves away, certainly the opportunity. More than anything, it's likely to do so as it gets into the north central Atlantic, and I don't expect this to be a coast hugger, meaning I don't expect this just to go right up towards the New England coastline. This should continue to progress off towards the east as it moves away from the United States East Coast. This is the European model ensemble members. It's the one that keeps those remnant low centers more active. And again, it's not just one or two models. It's the vast majority of the ensemble members that keep a low and develop it as it gets off of the North Carolina and Virginia coastline. So I'll be monitoring that situation for you guys. It wouldn't happen until at least Saturday for the most part, but maybe Saturday into Sunday. It's a situation to monitor, especially for Bermuda. It's going to churn up sea conditions regardless, hit that Gulf Stream water, could develop there, obviously very warm water current that could aid in the potential development if that low wants to try and stick around. Now elsewhere, what else are we looking at as far as rain chances go? Well, here are some areas that I expect to see some higher rain chances. So let's look at that. We'll get back over here. We just switch this back over to reflectivity. There we go. Perfect. And then loop it back up. So eastern side of the Caribbean, you guys are going to see some better rain chances, especially in the Windward Islands. Now, it's not an all-day rain. It's not going to prevent you guys from probably being outdoors for the most part, but you can clearly see better shower chances are going to be with us. Now, the Saharan dust could suppress that by midweek next week, but between now and then, I do expect better showers for Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, Nueva Esparta, potentially as far west as the ABC Islands, and maybe as far north as St. Lucia and Martinique. Now, we're still going to see some showers and storms for Antigua and Barbuda and Montserrat and Guadeloupe north towards Anguilla, St. Bart, Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Kitts and Nevis, just like we had today. Again, healthy thunderstorms, southern sides of Antigua, Montserrat. They'll just be more isolated than concentrated off towards your south, right? So, again, TNT especially should see much better rain chances here. I'm going to bring on the rain forecast for you guys as well. Again, you're going to get tidal information for our fishermen. You're going to get maximum wave heights here, for the next 2 days. If you appreciate any of this content we're putting out, I really appreciate you hitting that like button. Really helps to support the channel. Subscribing if you want to continue to see these updates. Have the notifications on as well. Scattered showers, Anegada, Virgin Gorda, Road Town, Tortola, Yost Van Dyke, St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John, Vieques, and Culebra. It's still more about the heat for my friends in Puerto Rico over the next few days, but we'll get a better chance for showers. It's been virtually dry for the most part outside of a rogue shower or storm. Same situation for the Dominican Republic, where I do expect improving rain chances slightly from Punta Cana to Santo Domingo. Still relatively dry. Puerto Plata, that's an area that raked in a few thunderstorms earlier for today. Again, scattered rain possible for Jamaica the next few days. Nothing extremely concentrated, but you saw that localized energy today producing some really good lightning storms, and that is possible over the next few days here. Still just enough moisture coming off from the south, right? You guys aren't in the thick of it, but some of this could blow far enough north to provide you with that opportunity. I put the Cayman Islands in the same situation. Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac, more than likely, it's a relatively dry forecast for you guys, but you could catch some of these quick passing showers. Nothing extremely concentrated for the most part. Then you get to Central America, and that's an area that is likely to see improved rain chances. Again, watch that moisture begin to creep up, so better showers and storms, probably kicking up the sea conditions a bit. Utila, Roatan, Guanaja, northern coastline of Honduras, coastlines of Guatemala and Belize. Could see a few storms to cool things off in San Ignacio, Tulum, up towards Cancun and Cozumel and Quintana Roo. Likely drier, a few scattered showers there. Not a bad forecast for the Bahamas, especially southeast Bahamas, Acklins, Mayaguada, Inagua, Caicos, Grand Turk. It's a relatively dry forecast. Central Bahamas, including Exuma and Cat Island, we'll see a few scattered showers the next couple of days, but the better rain chances will be from the Abacos north. Grand Bahama, Walker's Key included in that, Freeport, Lucaya. Some moisture coming off of the east coast of Florida. You can see that. Some of that, the kind of far southern extent of where we could have a weak front, and what's being pushed from the remnant low of Arthur could get down into the northern Bahamas and provide some better rain chances in those spots. When we look at the rainfall potential over the next 5 days, again, clearly flooding rains continue for the United States Southeast. Heavier rains for the central and the southern sides of Central America, but you start to see some better rain developing here in the Lesser Antilles, and I'll show you that up close over the next 5 days. Now look, it's nothing out crazy and outrageous. The maximum on this map in the next 5 days is 3 inches of rain or 75 millimeters, but we get up towards Guadeloupe to see some of that opportunity. So TNT, and again, the Grenadines and Barbados and St. Lucia on over towards Guadeloupe and places like that, Montserrat. could see that, Dominica included, could see maybe 1 to 3 inches of rain in the next 5 days, right? You get up to Antigua, Barbuda, and the Virgin Islands, lower rain totals, but still that opportunity will be there. Now, for my mariners, few things to watch out for. Coming off the United States East Coast, we're going to be kicking up the seas. That could bring some swells to the eastern sides of the Bahamas. Bermuda could be in for a rough ride. And then look at all of this wind energy back into the central sides of the Caribbean. Not expecting things to change much for the ABC Islands, the southern coastlines of Hispaniola, Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, and eventually into the northwest sides of the Caribbean. Still going to see some fresh winds with the showers and storms from time to time across the Lesser Antilles, but that'll be more localized rather than just this huge band of energy that'll be moving through portions of the central sides of the Caribbean. So again, going to keep an eye on the potential for what's going to be happening with our remnant low here, good thunderstorms in the southwest sides of the Caribbean, and better opportunity for rain overall back down into the Windward Islands as we continue to see our brisk winds moving through. Friends, I'm out of time. I appreciate you making Meteo Mundo a part of your daily routine. Let me know in the comment section below where you're viewing from. You got a question? Let me know in the comment section there as well. Thanks again for liking and subscribing. I'm going to be monitoring the situation through the rest of the day. I'm back tomorrow with your latest forecast. Until then, my friends, take care, and I'll see you soon.